My name's Carl from Rockdoor, and today I'd like to give you a few hints and tips on how to adjust to get the perfect fit on a rock door. As we know, the hinges are 3D adjustable, which means we can move them up, down, left and right, in and out. So let's start with the hinges. On the door we've got 3 hinges. We've got the top, the middle and the bottom hinge. Now each hinge has got 5 screw holes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The centre hole, or number 3, doesn't do any adjustment at all. The screws that we're focusing on today to move it up and down are 2 and 4. So we'll adjust the 2 and 4 and see what effect it has on our door. Okay, so looking at the screws 2 and 4. If we undo the screws 2 and 4 on the top, middle and the bottom hinge, let's look at the effect it has on our door. So I'm going to start by undoing the top hinge, so number 2, which is just half a turn because these hinges are just nipped up. And then the bottom hinge. And finally, the middle hinge. You'll see the door drop, but we've got indicators on the hinge body and on the hinge plate. So when I undo the final, you can see the door drop, and it's indicated by the horizontal mark on the hinge body and the horizontal mark on the hinge plate. So we have this much adjustment. Okay, so if we fully adjust the door all the way up, let's see what effect it has on the inside. So I'm going to lift the door, and then by tightening one screw you get enough clamping action to secure the door. Okay, let's have a look at what effect it's had on the inside. So as we can see now, the gaps on the side are equal, but the gap on top is too small. So we need to lower the door to get the gaps equal on all 3 sides. Okay, so by using the adjustment and lowering the door, what we've got is a nice equal gap all around the door. Okay, now we're going to look at moving the door left and right, or move it to the hinge side or the closing side. Now we do that by using the screws 1 and 5. Now normally it's only the top hinge that we have to adjust because the natural weight of the door will cause it to deflect. So what we're doing is we're fine tuning the top hinge to pull it back. Now with this fine tuning, literally 1/4 of a turn can move it up to a millimetre. So whatever we do to 1, we do to 5. If you turn it clockwise, it goes away from you. If you turn it anti-clockwise, it comes towards you, which is the same on all the doors. Now it's only very delicate, the adjustment on these, because 1/4 of a turn can move it up to a millimetre. So it's a case of trial and error. So you move it 1/4 of a turn and then see what effect it has on your door. As we can see, the gaps on this door aren't equal. The gaps at the bottom are correct, but the gap at the top is small, which indicates we need to move the door over to the left or to the hinge side. Now the effect it has on the door is it's bumping. So we need to move the top hinge to pull the door back to get the gaps equal all the way around. So as you can see, by moving the door closer to the hinge side, it's equaled the gap up on both sides, which then allows the door to close properly. Okay, so now we're going to look at moving the door in and out, which actually means tighter to the rebate or off the rebate. Now when the doors come from the factory, they're preset on a centre line, so you shouldn't have to do this. Should you have to do it, you do it by adjusting 2 and 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the door tighter to the rebate. If we do that, this is the effect. So you can see there the door is tight up to the rebate and it's the right gap at the bottom to seal with the bubble gasket. What we're going to do now is we're going to move the door back onto the centre line where it was preset when it left the factory. By doing that, it'll bring the gap correct on the bubble gasket and the door. So we do it using 2 and 4. Set the door to the centre line, tighten 2 and 4, and then the gap once again is perfect.